If I never put you on to something, let this be the one thing that I do put you on to. Wendy's Tropical Berry Lemonade. If you want this clear cup, you gotta get in a medium. I learned the hard way, but hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've never seen my face before, heard my voice before, my name is Brianna. Nice to meet you. I asked you guys on my Instagram what videos you guys would like to see with my pregnancy, and I got a ton of responses, but one of the things a lot of people wanted to know was my pregnancy symptoms and my first trimester all together, because the first trimester is what most people consider the roughest trimester. And I mean, you find out during the first trimester, but like, it is so rough. Some people have it easier, some people have it worse. I would say I've had a pretty easy pregnancy thus far. A lot of people want to know how my body has changed, my hormones have changed, how did I know I was pregnant, everything for the past first trimester. I am currently 15 weeks and 2 days, I believe. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet, but we'll find that out soon. I made a list on my phone of what my first trimester has been like. So it also depends on how you're counting the first trimester. Some people count it as the first 12 weeks. Some people count it as the first 13 weeks. Some people count it as the first 14 weeks. I'm gonna go with the first 13, only because that is usually where the consensus goes. So I'm just gonna go with that. But honestly, by the end of my first trimester, things start smoothing out, so I don't really have that many symptoms to write down for it. But if you guys want to know how I found out I was pregnant and what my pregnancy symptoms have been so far and how this first trimester has been treating me, keep watching. Disclaimer, if I sound very stuffed up or very out of breath, one, my entire head feels like it's about to implode on itself. Like, I have the worst tension headache going from right up here all the way. Like, it just feels like a headband right now. And it's all like my entire face basically hurts. And I'm also very congested. Thanks pregnancy, this is what it does, but ignore it. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. So when I first found out, I knew very soon. I knew very quick. A lot of people don't find out they're pregnant until 6 to 8 weeks, and that's just, you know, when they start realizing, oh, I haven't had my period, what the fuck. Or they do have a period and they, you know, just decide like, hey, I feel different, and they take a pregnancy test and they find out, or they go to a doctor and the doctor does a pregnancy test. Most people don't find out until weeks after I found out. I found out 2 days before my missed period. Maybe 4 days after my supposed ovulation day. I got the stuffiest nose. Like, my nose was so stuffy, I could sneeze. Like, it's kind of like how it is now, but it was worse then. If I sneezed every 5 minutes, more snot would keep coming out. Like, it was just like continuous. Oh, another symptom that I got were these very round cramps. That's the way I was describing it to everybody. It didn't feel like, okay, so I have endometriosis, and that gives me worse cramps during my period times, but I kind of have the pain throughout my entire cycle. During my period, I can differentiate my period, my endo, and I never had PMS cramping. So it wasn't my period cramps where it just feels like daggers, right? Like, it just feels like do. It didn't feel like that. And my endometriosis pain, it feels like a butcher's knife and a twist, you know? It didn't feel like either of those. It just kind of felt like it just felt like somebody was like pinching me in my uterus and like twisting. And I was like, is this PMS? Like, I've never felt this before. What in the world is this? And I remember I was talking to Xavier about it. I was like, I don't know what this is, but like, I'm sneezing out of nowhere, and now I have the weirdest cramps. And I was like, if this is PMS, then I don't want it. Like, I don't like it because it was just annoying. It wasn't painful, but it was just so annoying and it was happening constantly. And I was like, I don't like this. Like, I've never PMS'd in my entire life. So I was like, you know, like I have like the PMS like mood swings, but I've never PMS'd where I had like the cramp. Next thing I had, guys, I was so tired. The fatigue is real. Pregnancy fatigue is a real thing. I was so tired. I rarely take naps. Well, if you would have asked me in May, I would have said I rarely took naps. I was getting so tired from the smallest things. Like, we would go out, we would be walking up the stairs, and by the time I'm up here, I'm like, I'm tired. And I would just like kind of lay on the couch or on my beanbag chair and I would just fall asleep, and I would tell Xavier like wake me up in 3 hours. Like, I don't know. The fourth and final symptom of me knowing I was pregnant was heartburn. I never have heartburn. I've never had heartburn in my entire life. And Xavier actually joked and said, oh, you're getting old, that's why you're having heartburn for the first time. But like, guys, I've never had heartburn in my entire life. And we were eating Panda Express, and all of a sudden I just feel like fire here and in my throat. Like, it was all up here, and I was like, I don't like this. I was like, what in the world is this? Like, I remember looking at Xavier and I was like, I don't know what this is. Like, I was like, I don't like this pain at all. And he joked about me getting old, but like in the back of my head, I was like, okay. First of all, if this is PMS, I don't ever want to go through this again, because at that point it had been a week of just BS. And I was just like, I really don't like this. And two, I was like, this is not normal. Like, this is not my body. I know my body very well. My body is very routine. Like, I always feel the same things. I know exactly how I get sick and when I'm going to be sick. If I start showing any symptom of sickness, I know I have 4 days until I'm sick. Like, I know my body. It had been a week, and I was like, okay, you know. The next morning, after the heartburn situation, that was like one of the last things. I took a pregnancy test, came out negative. 2 days later, I took a pregnancy test, came out negative. My period was supposed to be, I think that was like what, like Sunday or something like that. My period was supposed to be the next Friday, or that Friday coming up. And I was telling Xavier, I was like, I'm 98% sure I'm pregnant. And he was just like, well, when's your period supposed to be? Did you already take a pregnancy test? And I was like, yeah, I've taken 2. They both come back negative. My period's supposed to be on Friday. So we like came up with a deal that like we would not take another test because they're expensive. And he was like, okay, you know, like if your period doesn't come on Friday, we'll take a test on Saturday. And I was like, okay, bet. Shook hands on it. We agreed. Was it Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. I woke up from the most vivid dream of my entire life, and that's my last pregnancy symptom of knowing I was pregnant. I had the most vivid dream of my entire life. This dream like really felt like real life, and I woke up at 7:15 or something like that, 7:20 a.m. from the most vivid dream, and I just remember waking up with a tear in my eye, and I was like, I'm taking a test. And I immediately ran to the bathroom and got 3 positives, because you best believe I continued taking tests because I did not believe it. So that is how I found out I was pregnant. So I found out I was pregnant at 3 weeks and 6 days. So the next day it was 4 weeks officially. Those symptoms stayed around for the 4th week. By week 5 though, I lost my appetite. And that was also because my sense of smell heightened a lot. I just did not really crave anything. Nothing smelled good, nothing tasted good. I did for like a day or two have like a really metallic taste in my mouth. But that went away very fast. It kind of just tasted like I was sucking on a penny. Don't ask me how I know what a penny tastes like. I couldn't tell you. It was just one of the first things that came to mind when I noticed I had that taste in my mouth. I was like, it tastes like a penny. So it was just really, really bad. My fatigue stayed for week 5. I'm gonna say this right now, my fatigue stayed and has still stayed. I think there was maybe like a week or 2 in the past 15 or how long have I known now? In the past 12 weeks that I've known that the fatigue was not there. So just know, be ready to be tired because it's really a thing. But besides fatigue, lack of appetite, and heightened sense of smell, I also started getting really sensitive breasts. So, you know, I expected my boobs to just start like going boop, you know, like blow up. But they were just so sensitive. My nipples just felt like razors, and everything that touched it, it just felt like it was cutting my nipples, and it was so terrible. My actual boobs, like under boob, was very, very sore, and it just felt heavy all the time. And I don't really have big boobs. I didn't have big boobs before I got pregnant. Now we're getting there. The next few weeks to follow after week 5, I would say were the most serious weeks of my pregnancy, like the most, I don't like this at all type of feelings. But week 6, still had fatigue, still didn't have very much of an appetite, but my mood swings went fucking insane. Oh my gosh, the smallest thing would make me cry. I saw the baby and I was crying my ass off. And the baby doesn't even look like anything in week 6. It's literally, I'll insert a picture of my week 6 ultrasound. Like, it is maybe this big. Maybe this big. So I was like crying. I was like, oh my god, my baby. Xavier could say the wrong thing, one wrong thing, and I'd like lock him out of the bedroom. Like, I was done with him for the day. I can probably say if Xavier could have said he didn't like me at any point in this pregnancy, week 6, 7, and 8, he probably did not like me very much. And it's okay. I don't blame him. I wouldn't have liked me either. But he's still here, so he can't complain about it now. Something else in week 6 was also the fact that I had implantation cramping and bleeding. But I also went to the doctors because I thought I might have been having a miscarriage because of the bleeding. Turns out I also had a subchorionic hemorrhoid in my uterus. I don't know where it is. Actually, to be honest with you, I don't know where the hemorrhoid was, but I'm pretty sure that's on your asshole. So I'm really confused by that. Or like I don't know. They just told me I had it and I freaked out. I don't have it anymore. It's all gone. It looks like it was never there. So I don't even know what that is or what that means, but baby's all healthy. We're all good. Moving on to week 7, the fatigue was still there. The heartburn returned, but my boobs started growing. And oh my goodness, was I so happy to see my boobs literally getting so plump. And then I realized how small my boobs were before. Next thing with week 7 was also that I started to eat again. I was eating very small portions, but I was eating more than I was for the past few weeks. Then we move on to week 8. Fatigue is still there, but now instead of being able to only eat so much, I was eating everything. If I saw it, I wanted it. Like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts. I had to, like, whatever I was thinking I had to eat because it would literally drive me insane. But then also, that's when my nausea started. So I was very thankful, and I still pray that I go through this pregnancy with no morning sickness. I have not had physical sickness, so I'm very, very lucky and thankful and blessed. But man, the nausea was bad. Anyways, yeah, my nausea was really, really bad. Nothing sounded great, and everything made me want to yak. So week 9, my pregnancy acne started. Oh my goodness, my face was breaking out. It was so bad. And it was like in all of the hormonal spots, you know? Week 10, nothing new came up. It was just a continuation. So all of the pregnancy symptoms that I've had in the past, there was no new symptom really coming up. But week 11, everything's the same as week 10, but I finally had an official pregnancy craving. Now week 11 and 12 I grouped together because honestly week 11 kind of just felt like it went by week 11 and 12 were the exact same. Like, there was literally no difference. Like, if you would have asked me how I felt in week 11 and week 12, it was the exact same. Week 11 and 12, I was just like, I think that's when that set in, that like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. The first pregnancy craving, guys. Oh my goodness. McDonald's French fries sounded so good. It had a hold on me. It, like, nothing could take me away from McDonald's French fries. If I drove past the McDonald's, I had to turn around and go back to that McDonald's. I always got 2 medium fries. I didn't even have to get a drink. I just wanted the fries. Like, my saliva was enough. So that was really week 11 and 12. That week was just pregnancy cravings. For week 13, I didn't write anything down because honestly I can't remember week 13. But week 13 was just overall bliss, I'll be honest with you. Still fatigued, but by week 13 we had told the world and told you guys on Instagram, so I felt like I was on top of the world. Everyone was so loving and thankful and supportive and happy for my family. Like, I've always, look at me, I'm bringing my legs up, that's how you know I'm serious now. I've always wanted to have a family, and a lot of people know that because I was never quiet about it. Like, if I saw a cute baby, I was making noises. I was like, oh my god, I want one. Like, I always wanted kids. So, you know, I've had a lot of things happen in the past. I've had a lot of issues with fertility and surgery and my body and my reproductive system, but I just felt like I was on top of the world. I feel like still to this day, to this very moment, to this very second, I feel so thankful that everyone is so loving and so supportive and so happy for us, because it didn't have to be like that. I genuinely expected maybe like 200-300 likes on Instagram and like 50 comments. Like, I did not expect 200 plus comments and like, I don't even know how many likes that picture has anymore, but like, you guys were just so amazing. I got so many text messages from high school friends that have been through a lot of things with me, that have seen a lot of things and been there for me. I'm very happy and I'm very thankful, and I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for the support. You genuinely did not have to be so nice and so cute about it, but you guys were, and I love you guys so much. Let me do a bump update for you guys so you guys can see what my bump looks like. I am, have I not said this like 6 times already? I'm 15 weeks. So this is the bump. Right now, this is a 15-week bump. I am showing quite a lot sooner than most people would be. It almost looks like the same size as my ass, which I'm a little sad about. Well, that is it, guys, for the first trimester pregnancy update. So I'm officially in the second trimester, and I'm so blessed and thankful to be here, and I can't wait to do a second trimester update for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below to let me know what you think. Like this video, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye!